What if I told you? There is a place on this earth where ancient castles rise out of thick fog, where a monster is said to sleep beneath a black lake, where warriors painted their bodies blue and fought for their freedom against the most powerful empire in the world, and where time itself feels like it has stopped. This is not a fantasy movie. This is real. This is Scotland. And today, Fawad Malik from Pakistan, your host on Fawad Beyond Borders, am taking you on the most incredible journey of your life. Strap in. This is going to be epic. Hi, my beautiful people. Welcome back to Fawad Beyond Borders, your favorite travel, history, and culture channel where we explore the world one extraordinary destination at a time. I am your host, Fawad Malik, coming to you all the way from Pakistan, and today we're going DEP into one of the most fascinating countries on the entire planet, Scotland. Now, before I begin, if you are new to this channel, welcome to the family. Hit that subscribe button right now because we drop incredible content every single week and you do not want to miss what's coming. So, Scotland. Where is it? What is it? What is it? Let's set the scene. Scotland is a country that forms part of the United Kingdom, located in the northern part of the island of Great Britain. To its south is England. To its west and north, the wild, roaring Atlantic Ocean. Scotland covers approximately 78,000 square kilometers, roughly. The same size as the Czech Republic, but packs more drama, history, and raw natural beauty into that space than countries 10 times its size. It has a population of around 5.5 million people. Its capital is Edinburgh, pronounced Edinburgh, not Edinburgh. I learned that the hard way. And its largest city is Glasgow. Scotland has its own parliament, its own legal system, its own education system, and its own fiercely proud national identity. The people? They call themselves Scots. Their national animal? Believe it or not, the unicorn. Yes, a mythical creature. That tells you everything you need to know about Scotland. These people are magnificent and wonderfully eccentric. Their national dish is haggis, which is sheep's stomach stuffed with sheep organs, oatmeal, and spices. As a Pakistani, I respect bold food choices. We also don't shy away from offal. But haggis is something else entirely. Today, I'm going to take you through Scotland's jaw-dropping natural beauty, its ancient and bloody history, its incredible culture, its world-famous festivals, its food and drink, its castles, its myths and legends. And I'm going to give you my honest views as a Pakistani traveler about this remarkable land. This video is going to be LONG, so get your chai, get comfortable, and let's go. Natural beauty, God's most dramatic canvas. Alright, let's talk about what Scotland looks like. Because I want you to understand something, I've traveled to many countries. I have seen mountains in Pakistan that make grown men cry. I have seen deserts and valleys and oceans. But Scotland's landscape hits different. It is as if God took a paintbrush, used every shade of green, gray, blue, and purple, and just went absolutely wild. The Scottish Highlands. The crown jewel of Scotland's natural beauty is without question the Scottish Highlands. This is the northern and northwestern part of Scotland, and it is one of the last true wildernesses in all of Europe. Imagine vast open moorland stretching as far as your eye can see. Dark mountains with their peaks hidden in clouds. Valleys called glens carved out by ancient glaciers thousands of years ago. Rivers of crystal clear water rushing through rocky gorges. And silence. Just beautiful, powerful silence. The most famous glen is Glen Ko. This is a valley so dramatic, so dark and brooding, that it feels almost alive. The mountains here are called the Three Sisters, and they tower over the valley floor like ancient guardians. In 1692, Glencoe was the site of a terrible massacre, but I'll tell you about that in the history section. Even without knowing the history, standing in Glencoe fills you with a sense of awe and a little bit of fear. Then there is the Isle of Skye, my personal favorite. Oh my goodness. Skye is an island off the northwest coast of Scotland, and it looks like it was designed by a movie director who said, "Make it impossible." The Quiraing, a dramatic landslip on the north of the island, looks like another planet. The Old Man of Storr, a rocky pinnacle rising 719 feet from the ground. The fairy pools, shallow turquoise streams at the foot of the Black Quillen Mountains. I genuinely sat by the fairy pools and thought, I cannot believe this is real. The lochs. Now, let's talk about the lochs. A loch is the Scottish word for a lake, and Scotland has over 31,000 lochs. That is more freshwater than the whole of England and Wales combined. The most famous is, of course, Loch Ness. Located in the Great Glen, Loch Ness is 23 miles long and incredibly deep, up to 755 feet in places. And it is dark. The water is dark with peat from the surrounding land, which means you genuinely cannot see what is below the surface. Perfect home for a monster, don't you think? Speaking of which, the Loch Ness Monster, affectionately called Nessie, is one of the world's most famous mysteries. People have been reporting sightings of a large creature in Loch Ness since the 6th century. A famous photograph taken in 1934, later revealed to be a hoax, showed a long-necked creature rising from the water. To this day, Loch Ness is one of the most searched bodies of water on Earth. Has a monster been found? No, but has Loch Ness been proven EMPTY? Also no. I stood on the shore of Loch Ness at dusk, the water perfectly still, the mist rising, and I thought, if there is a Nessie, this is absolutely where she would live. Then there is Loch Lomond, the largest lake in Great Britain by surface area. It sits on the edge of the highlands, and it is breathtakingly beautiful, dotted with wooded islands, ringed by mountains and surrounded by the Loch Lomond and the Trossachs National Park. You can sail on it, kayak on it, or just sit by its shore and feel completely at peace. The coastline. Scotland's coastline is over 10,000 miles long when you include its islands. Yes, 10,000 miles. And it ranges from dramatic sea cliffs to sheltered sandy beaches. The Highlands' west coast is wild and rugged. The east coast is lined with fishing villages and golden beaches. And then there are the islands. Scotland has 790 islands, of which around 130 are inhabited. The Outer Hebrides, Lewis Harris, North Uist, South Uist, Barra. These are some of the most remote and spectacular places in Europe. The beaches on Harris are white sand and turquoise water, Caribbean quality, except in a howling Atlantic wind at 10 degrees Celsius. The Orkney Islands in the far north have some of the best preserved prehistoric monuments in the world. My view, as a Pakistani traveler, the nature of Scotland reminded me in some ways of the north of Pakistan. The wildness, the mountains, the sense that humans are small in this landscape. But Scotland's greenness is unlike anything I have seen. When it rains, and it rains a lot, everything becomes impossibly vivid. The greens become electric. The sky becomes dramatic. And you understand why Scottish artists and poets have been inspired by this land for thousands of years. History, blood, battles, and brave hearts. Now, let's talk history. And I want to warn you, Scottish history is not for the faint-hearted. It is full of blood, betrayal, war, and extraordinary courage. It is one of the most dramatic national stories on earth. The ancient Scots, the earliest people of Scotland, were called the Picts, mysterious warrior people who covered themselves in tattoos and carvings. The Romans, who conquered most of England, tried to conquer Scotland. They failed completely. The Picts defeated the mighty Roman legions again and again. Eventually, Emperor Hadrian built a wall, Hadrian's Wall, across northern England, essentially to keep the Scots out of the Roman Empire. Think about that. The Romans built a wall to protect themselves from Scotland. These people were fierce. In the 9th century, the Kingdom of Scotland was united under King Kenneth MacAlpin. Scotland had its own kings, its own culture, its own language, Scots Gaelic. The Wars of Scottish Independence. Now here is where things get truly epic. In the late 13th century, England, under King Edward I, known as the Hammer of the Scots, invaded Scotland and tried to conquer it. Edward was brutal. He stole the Stone of Destiny, the sacred coronation stone of Scottish kings, and took it to England. Scotland resisted, and the heroes who rose up are legendary to this day. William Wallace, a Scottish knight, who in 1297 led a rebellion against English rule. At the Battle of Stirling Bridge, Wallace's outnumbered Scottish army defeated the English completely, a stunning victory. He was eventually captured, taken to London, and executed in one of the most brutal ways imaginable. But he died refusing to acknowledge English rule. His last word, according to legend, was freedom. The movie Braveheart was made about William Wallace, starring Mel Gibson. Now historians will tell you Braveheart is not historically accurate, and they are right. But the spirit of the story, the defiance, the courage, the love for freedom, that is real. Then came Robert the Bruce, King of Scotland. After years of struggle, in 1314, at the Battle of Bannockburn, Robert the Bruce led a Scottish army that was outnumbered 3-1 against the English, and won. Completely and totally won. Scottish independence was secured. The Declaration of Arbroath, signed in 1320, was one of the world's first statements of national self-determination. For as long as but 100 of us remain alive, never will we be subjected to the lordship of the English. Powerful words that still move people today. Mary, Queen of Scots. Fast forward to the 16th century. Perhaps the most tragic and fascinating figure in Scottish history, Mary, Queen of Scots. Mary became Queen of Scotland at just 6 days old when her father, King James V, died. She was raised in France, married the French king, came back to Scotland widowed at 18, navigated one of the most politically dangerous environments in history, a Protestant Reformation, constant plots, powerful nobles, married again, had a son, who became King James VI of Scotland, and later King James I of England, uniting the two crowns, and then was forced to abdicate her throne. She sought refuge with her cousin Queen Elizabeth I of England. Elizabeth kept her imprisoned for 19 years, fearing that Catholics would rally around Mary to overthrow her. Finally, in 1587, Elizabeth signed Mary's death warrant. Mary, Queen of Scots, was beheaded at the age of 44. Her son James became king of both Scotland and England. In a strange twist of history, Mary's bloodline won. It was her descendants who eventually united Britain. The Glencoe Massacre. I mentioned Glencoe earlier. On the 13th of February 1692, government soldiers, who had been guests of the MacDonald clan, rose at dawn and murdered their hosts. Men, women, children. Over 38 people were killed immediately. Many more died of exposure fleeing into the winter mountains. This was not just murder, it was a profound betrayal of Scottish Highland hospitality. In Scotland, never be the last to buy a round is still taken seriously. The betrayal of a guest in your home is considered one of the worst sins imaginable. Glencoe is remembered to this day. The Jacobites and Bonnie Prince Charlie. In the 18th century, supporters of the exiled Stuart monarchs, called Jacobites, rose in rebellion. The most famous attempt was led by Bonnie Prince Charlie, Bonnie, meaning handsome, in 1745. He landed in Scotland, rallied the Highland clans, and marched his army as far south as Derby in England before turning back. His forces were finally and devastatingly defeated at the Battle of Culloden in 1746, the last pitched battle fought on British soil. After Culloden, the English government systematically destroyed Highland culture. The wearing of tartan, the plaid fabric pattern associated with Scottish clans, was banned. The playing of bagpipes was banned. The clan system was dismantled. Thousands of Scots were forced off their land in what became known as the Highland. Clearances, landlords evicting entire communities to make way for more profitable sheep farming. Many emigrated to America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, which is why Scottish surnames and culture are found all over the world today. My view, as a Pakistani, reading about Scottish history gave me feelings I recognized. The struggle against a more powerful force, pride in your own culture and language, forced migration, the bittersweet victory of surviving. Scotland and Pakistan are very different places, but in their stories of resilience and identity, I felt something deeply familiar. Castles and architecture stone stories. Scotland has over 2,000 castles. 2,000. That is more castles per square mile than almost anywhere else on Earth. Every hillside, every loch shore, every cliff has a castle, and every castle has a story. Edinburgh Castle. The most iconic is Edinburgh Castle, sitting on a volcanic rock right in the middle of the capital city. It has been a royal residence, a military fortress, and a prison. The crown jewels of Scotland, the honors of Scotland, are kept here. The Stone of Destiny, returned from England in 1996, sits here. Every evening at 1 o'clock, a cannon fires from the castle battlements, a tradition that began in 1861 to help ships in the Firth of Forth set their clocks. I was not prepared for how loud that cannon was. I nearly dropped my camera. Eilean Donan Castle. The most photographed castle in Scotland, perhaps in all of Britain, is Eilean Donan Castle. It sits on a tiny island where 3 lochs meet in the Western Highlands, connected to the mainland by a stone bridge. On a clear day with mountains reflected in the water behind it, it looks completely impossible. Like a painting, like a fairy tale. Stirling Castle. Stirling Castle is arguably the most historically significant castle in Scotland. It overlooks the field of Bannockburn, was the childhood home of Mary Queen of Scots, and was fought over more times than almost any other stronghold in Scottish history. The Great Hall inside is spectacular. Dunnottar Castle. On the northeast coast, Dunnottar Castle sits on a dramatic cliff top, surrounded on 3 sides by the North Sea. The Scottish crown jewels were hidden here to keep them from Cromwell's forces in the 17th century. The ruins are eerie, beautiful, and absolutely worth the walk down from the cliff path. My view. Coming from Pakistan, a land with its own ancient forts like Rhodes and Lahore Fort, I have a deep appreciation for historical architecture. But what struck me about Scottish castles is how integrated they are with the landscape. They don't just sit on the landscape, they grow out of it. The rock and the castle become one. These were not just military structures, they were statements of identity, of power, of belonging to this land, culture, food, and whiskey, Scottish soul. Now, let's talk about Scottish culture because this is a country with one of the richest cultural identities in the world. Tartan and kilts. The tartan, those plaid patterns in different color combinations, is one of Scotland's most recognizable symbols. Each Scottish clan has its own tartan pattern. The Royal Stuart tartans worn by the royal family. Seeing a Scottish man in a full kilt on a windy Highland hillside is one of those images that just stays with you. And for the record, the men who wear kilts do so with complete confidence. No one questions it. It is simply Scottish. Bagpipes. The bagpipe is the national instrument of Scotland. And I'll be completely honest, the first time I heard it, I was not sure what to feel. It is loud. It is powerful. It reaches into your chest. But once you hear it in the right context at the Edinburgh military tattoo, echoing off ancient stone walls, with a sunset behind the castle, it becomes one of the most moving sounds you have ever heard. Edinburgh, the city itself. Edinburgh is one of the world's great cities. The Old Town, with its medieval closes and winds, narrow alleys, the Royal Mile running from the castle down to Holyrood Palace. The underground vaults beneath the city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The New Town, built in the 18th century, is all Georgian elegance, wide streets, and incredible architecture. Arthur's Seat, a 823-foot extinct volcano right in the middle of the city, offers views that will make your jaw drop. The Grassmarket area for food and drink. Victoria Street, the most charming curving street said to have inspired Diagon Alley in Harry Potter. Speaking of which, J.K. Rowling wrote much of Harry Potter in Edinburgh's cafes. Scotland is the spiritual home of Harry Potter. You can do a Harry Potter walking tour of Edinburgh. Visit Platform 9 3/4 at King's Cross. That's in London. But the Hogwarts Express, the Jacobite steam train, runs through the Scottish Highlands past the Glenfinnan Viaduct that appears in the films. If you are a Harry Potter fan, Scotland is your pilgrimage destination. Food. Scottish food, let's be honest, is hearty comfort food for a cold, wet climate. Haggis with neeps and tatties, turnip and potato. Cullen skink, a thick soup made with smoked haddock, potato, and onion that is genuinely incredible. Cranachan, a dessert made with raspberries, oats, cream, and whiskey. Scottish salmon, some of the best in the world. And tablet, a type of Scottish fudge that is dangerously addictive. As a Pakistani, I appreciate food that means something, that is made with love and tradition. Scottish food, when done right, has that quality. Scotch whiskey. Now we come to Scotland's greatest export to the world, Scotch whiskey. Scotland produces over 130 malt and grain distilleries. Scotch whiskey, which must be made in Scotland to be called Scotch, is divided into regions, each with different characteristics. Speyside is known for smooth, sweet whiskies. Islay is known for heavily peated, smoky, almost medicinal flavors, an acquired taste, but absolutely magnificent. Highland whiskies are diverse and complex. I am Pakistani and Muslim, so personally I do not drink whiskey, but even I can appreciate the culture around it, the distillery tours, the craftsmanship, the incredible economic importance, and the global identity it gives Scotland. Visiting a distillery, even as a non-drinker, is genuinely fascinating. Festivals and events, Scotland comes. Alive Scotland knows how to celebrate, and its festivals are world-class. Edinburgh Festival Fringe. Every August, Edinburgh hosts the largest arts festival in the world, the Edinburgh Festival Fringe. Over 3,000 shows in 300 venues across the city. Comedy, theater, dance, music, circus, spoken word. Artists from every country on earth. The city triples in population. Every available space, church halls, pub basements, converted parking garages, becomes a venue. It is chaotic, electric, and absolutely extraordinary. Edinburgh Military Tattoo. Running alongside the Fringe, the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo is performed on the Castle Esplanade, the open ground in front of Edinburgh Castle. Military bands, dancers, and performers from around the world, with the illuminated castle as the backdrop. It is jaw-droppingly spectacular. If you visit Edinburgh in August, and I strongly recommend you do, get tickets for both. Hogmanay. Scotland's New Year celebration is called Hogmanay, and Scots take it far more seriously than Christmas. Edinburgh's Hogmanay is one of the world's biggest New Year parties. Tens of thousands of people in the streets, live music, fireworks over the castle. There is a tradition called First Footing, where after midnight you visit your neighbors' homes, and you're supposed to bring gifts. Traditionally coal, shortbread, salt, black bun, a type of fruitcake, and whiskey. A tall, dark-haired stranger arriving first after midnight is considered good luck. Island Games. And then there are the Highland Games, traditional Scottish athletic competitions held in towns across Scotland throughout the summer. Events include tossing the caber, throwing a huge tree trunk, hammer throwing, stone putting, and tug of war. Competitors often wear kilts. There is also Highland dancing. These events connect living Scots to their ancient Highland heritage. Now I want to talk to you as Fawad, not as a presenter, but as a Pakistani who came to Scotland with his own eyes, his own background, his own culture, and his own heart. When I first arrived in Scotland, I noticed the weather immediately. It is cold, it is gray, it is rainy, even in summer. I won't lie to you. Coming from Pakistan, the lack of sunshine is something you feel in your bones. But here's the thing, after a few days, you start to appreciate it. The drama of Scottish weather is part of its identity. The mist over the Highlands is not inconvenience, it is atmosphere. The rain doesn't stop life, it is life. The Scottish people themselves were one of my biggest surprises. I expected reserve, the British stereotype of politeness and distance. What I found was warmth. Scots are direct, funny, self-deprecating, and genuinely welcoming. When I was clearly lost in Edinburgh, a stranger walked me 3 streets out of his way to make sure I found what I was looking for. When I told people I was from Pakistan, the reaction was always curiosity, always warmth, always a question about cricket, because Scotland and Pakistan are both cricket nations, and that shared love creates instant connection. As a Muslim in Scotland, I found it easier than I expected. Edinburgh especially has halal options. Mosques exist. The general culture is tolerant and curious rather than hostile. There is a significant Pakistani-Scottish community, thousands of people of Pakistani heritage who call Scotland home. Some of Scotland's most beloved businesses are run by Pakistani-Scottish families. I met some of them and felt an instant kinship. What moved me most? Standing in Glencoe, thinking about the massacre of 1692, and thinking about how similar stories of displacement, betrayal, and forced migration exist in South Asian history too. History connects us, pain connects us, and the ability to remember, to honor those who suffered, and to still choose life and beauty in JOY, that is something Scotland and Pakistan share. My final verdict? Scotland is one of the most extraordinary places on Earth. Not because it is perfect. It is cold and expensive, and you need to pack a waterproof for every single day. But because it is real, its history is real, its beauty is real, its people are real, and it leaves a mark on your soul that does not fade. And that, my wonderful friends, is Scotland in all its misty, magnificent, historical, hauntingly beautiful glory. From the wild peaks of the Highlands to the cobbled streets of Edinburgh. From the dark waters of Loch Ness to the fairy pools of Skye. From the courage of William Wallace to the tragedy of Mary Queen of Scots. From the roar of the bagpipes to the warmth of the Scottish people. This country is a masterpiece. I am Fawad Malik, and this has been Fawad Beyond Borders. Now, I need something from you. If this video gave you even one moment of wonder, one new thing you didn't know, one feeling that made you want to book a flight to Scotland, then please smash that LIKE button right now. Hit it hard. Hit it TWICE if you have to. That like button is free and it tells YouTube to show this video to more people who need to see Scotland. And if you are not yet subscribed to Fawad Beyond Borders, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss another adventure. We're going to places that will blow your mind, and I want you there for every single one. Share this video with a friend, a family member, anyone who loves travel, history, or beautiful places. Share it in your WhatsApp groups. Share it everywhere. Help us build this community of curious, open-hearted travelers. And in the comments below, I want to hear from you. Have you been to Scotland? Do you want to go? What surprised you most from this video? Write your thoughts, your questions, your reactions. I read every single comment and I reply to as many as I can. The comments section is OUR place. Let's make it a conversation. Until next time, keep your heart open, keep your passport ready, and remember, the world is far more beautiful than the news would have you believe. This is Fawad Malik from Pakistan to the world. Khuda Hafiz. And see you in the next adventure.